your general knowledge teacher. In this particular class, we are going to talk about different tribes of India, which are given on your page 25. We have already studied about different tribes of India in our earlier session also, which were given on your page 24. In this particular session, we are going to study further about more of them. Okay, so the first one that we are going to study is Jarava. Jarava are these people who basically belong to Andaman and Andaman Islands. Fine. They are the indigenous people of Andaman Islands. What is the meaning of indigenous? Indigenous means they originally belong to Andaman Islands, or we can say Andaman Islands is their native place. Fine. They have largely secluded themselves and do not encourage interaction with outsiders. They have largely secluded themselves means they have isolated themselves, or we can say they live in the places which are not seen or visited by many people. Okay, and they don't have the actually confidence to talk with the outside world, and so they are not so much involved with the outside world. They do not communicate with the outside people who live outside of Andaman Islands. Cool. The language that they talk in is also known as Jarava, and actually there are 4 tribes in Andamans, and this is one of them. Jarava is one of the 4 tribes that live in Andaman Islands. Coming to the next one, Toda tribe. These are the pastoral people of Nilgiri Hills in southern India. Traditionally, they are buffalo herders and trade in dairy products. The religion and rituals center around the worship of the buffalo. Children, what are pastoral people? Pastoral people are the people who keep sheep or cattle. As you can see in this picture, they keep buffaloes with themselves. Fine. And where are the Nilgiri Hills? Nilgiri Hills are actually the part of Western Ghats in the Western Tamil Nadu. Fine, in southern India. So these are the people who are living in the Western Ghats and Western Tamil Nadu, and they keep the buffaloes. They actually are involved in making dairy products, or we can say that keeping buffalo is one of the occupations that they follow. They are buffalo herders, and their religion and rituals center around the worship of buffalo. That means they worship buffalo, they pray buffalo. Okay, coming to our next tribe, the Kuki tribe. They live in the Mizo Hills on the border of India and Myanmar. Traditionally, they lived in small settlements in the jungles, each ruled by its own chief. They have an isolated life in bamboo forest, which provide them with the raw materials for their handicrafts. So these are the Kuki tribes that you are able to see in this picture. The Mizo Hills, they live in Mizo Hills. Mizo Hills are actually the mountain range in the southeastern Mizoram states, which are on the borders of India and Myanmar. Traditionally, these people, they live in the small settlements in jungles. In jungles, they live in small groups, and all those groups have their own leaders, each ruled by its own chief. That means all the groups have their own leaders. Fine. They live an isolated life in bamboo forest. As you can see in this picture also, they are using bamboo for some dance or some activity. In most of their activities, they use bamboos, and they live isolated. Again, the private life in bamboo forest, the forest which have bamboo plantations. And here the bamboos, with the help of bamboos, they also make the handicrafts, the materials, the handicraft materials. Okay, children, what are handicrafts? Actually, if we make some objects by our hands, they are known as handicrafts. So the craft items made with hand are known as handicrafts. So the people of Mizo Hills, the Kuki tribe, are involved in making the bamboo handicrafts. Coming to our next tribe, Angami. These are one of the major tribes of Nagaland. It is the 4th largest Naga tribe. They celebrate the Sekhreni every year in February. So these people, Angami people, these are one of the major tribes of Nagaland. They belong to Nagaland, and Nagaland is actually the state of northeast India. You must have seen the northeastern states of India. Okay, Nagaland is one of those states, and these are major. These people are in majority over there. Fine. It is the fourth largest Naga tribe. The Sangami tribe is fourth largest Naga tribe in Nagaland, and they celebrate this festival. This is Sikrani festival. This is Sikrani festival shown in this picture, which takes place in February. Okay, and they actually their occupation is shifting cultivation. Also, this Sikrani festival, it's one of the major annual festivals for them. It is celebrated approximately around 25th of Feb, which is celebrated for 10 days. And this festival is celebrated as a purification festival. They believe that to wash off all the past sins, they have to celebrate this festival every year. Okay, now with this we will move on to our next tribe, the Lepcha tribe. They are the people of Sikkim and Darjeeling district of West Bengal, who live in the remotest valleys of the Himalayas. Look at their dress. These people, they belong to Sikkim. They are the Lepcha tribe. They are thought to be the earliest inhabitants of Sikkim, but have adopted many elements of the culture of the Bhutia people. Children, they are people of Sikkim. These people, the Lepcha tribe, is found in Sikkim and Darjeeling district of West Bengal. Either Sikkim or Darjeeling district in West Bengal, who live in the remotest valleys of the Himalayas. That means these people live in the far-flung areas of Himalayas, and they are thought to be the earliest inhabitants of Sikkim. They were actually believed that they originally belonged to Sikkim, but they have adopted most of their culture from the Bhutia people. Okay, Bhutia people, they were basically the community of Sikkimese people only, of the Tibetan ancestry, right? And in the year 2001, this Bhutia people numbered around 70,300. Okay. Also, I would like to tell you the language used by them is also known as Lepcha, and this Lepcha is one of the oldest tribes of Sikkim. This is the dress that the people wear. These are Lepcha tribe. After this, we'll move on to the questions. Who was the first Dalit president of India? APJ Abdul Kalam, Zail Singh, K.R. Narayanan. And the correct answer is K.R. Narayanan. Children, he was actually the 9th vice president, and he was a vice president in the year 1992, who later on became president of India in 1997, and he is believed to be one of the most independent and assertive presidents. Okay, he is believed to be the first Dalit president of India. Next, we move to our second question. Which activist and scholar first used the word Dalit for scheduled caste of India? Rather than calling them untouchables, there was one activist or scholar who used the word Dalit for the people to describe the communities that have been subjected to untouchability. What is the correct answer? Is it B.R. Ambedkar? Is it Mahatma Gandhi or Jyoti Rao Phule? The correct answer is Jyoti Rao Phule. Actually, his full name is Jyoti Rao Govind Rao Phule. He was an Indian social activist who referred to the term Dalit because of the oppression he faced by the untouchable caste. Fine. So, he was the one who used the word Dalit for the scheduled caste of India. Our next question is, who among these is a prominent Dalit writer from Maharashtra? Who among them is a Dalit writer from Maharashtra, from the state Maharashtra, who was a Dalit writer? Munshi Premchand, Girish Karnad, or Baburao Bagal? Children, the correct answer for this is Baburao Bagal. He was actually a Marathi writer, and he used to write the short stories, some stories based on fictions and all. So he was a Dalit writer who belonged to Maharashtra, Baburao Bagal. Next we come to our fourth question. Who among these was a tribal leader who played a prominent role in India's fight for freedom? Tribal leader, that means who belonged to a tribe and played a very important role in the freedom movement of India. Was it Tantia Tope or Birsa Munda or Nana Sahib? And the correct answer is Birsa Munda. He was a freedom fighter, as you have read in the question itself. He was actually behind the movement that rose in the tribal belt of Jharkhand during the British reign. Also, I think he died in the Ranchi Central Jail. I remember that he died in Ranchi Central Jail. He was in the movement for India's fight for freedom. Next question is, who was the founder of Adivasi Mahasabha, formed in 1938, which later became the Jharkhand Party? Nirmal Munda, Jaipal Singh, B.R. Ambedkar, and the correct answer is Jaipal Singh. He actually started this party Adivasi Mahasabha to fight for a tribal homeland, to fight for Jharkhand. Okay, that is why it was later known as Jharkhand Party. He formed this Adivasi Mahasabha in the year 1938, and this party was formally launched on 1st January 1950 in Jamshedpur. Okay, moving on to our next question. Sindhu and Kanhu Murmu were two tribal leaders who rose against the British. These two leaders belonged to the tribes of India. Which tribe did they belong to? These two people belonged to tribes. Which tribe they belonged to? And the important point is they rose against the British. They were actually the leaders of which? Bhil, Gond, Santhal. Which community? The correct answer is Santhal community. They were actually the leaders of Santhal rebellion. Fine, which is in present day it is in Jharkhand and Bengal, and these people, as I told you in earlier class also, talk in the Santhali language and they have their own gods, traditions that they follow. Fine. So these both people belong to the Santhal tribe and they rose against the British for India's freedom. Fine. With this we complete this session. We'll meet in our next class. Till then, just revise the questions as well as the tribes that we have discussed in this class. Thank you.